The heart of Alma, a ghost town of California's past, lies submerged and mostly forgotten in the basin of the Lexington Reservoir along Highway 17 near Silicon Valley. The outskirts of the town are now filled in with forest and bisected by the highway. But this town once boasted a grand hotel that served grizzly bear meat, an estate with trout lakes, botanical gardens with rare plants, and arguably the world's largest madrona tree. Established in 1871, the bustling town of 200 was a welcome rest stop for stagecoach drivers and a lovely getaway for San Franciscans in search of an adventurous weekend of hunting the elusive grizzly bear or fishing for trout in Los Gatos Creek. Alma was known and once named for a large hotel and stage station called the Forest House. Forest House was rebuilt in the 1930s and became the largest hotel between Los Gatos and Santa Cruz. It later became the town post office and remained in operation until flooded by the Lexington Reservoir in 1952. Alma was also known for the grandiose Tevis Estate, located just outside of the town. Starting at 49 acres, it began as a failed attempt at a commercial trout farm and ended as a 2,500-acre estate, complete with a 40-room house and several other buildings, an experimental farm, massive gardens filled with a staggering number of rare flowers, and a private water system large enough for a small city. The last owner of the estate, Dr. Tevis, was a retired San Francisco physician with a generous heart. After the San Francisco earthquake of 1906 destroyed most of the city, he transformed his estate into an earthquake refugee camp for the entire San Francisco Grand Opera Company until they could return home. The estate also claimed to have the largest madrona tree in the world growing on its acreage, which is visible from Bear Creek Road. Today, Highway 17 runs through the old location of the estate. Its gardens were reclaimed by the forest years ago. Alma owed its prosperity almost entirely to the railroad that once ran through the town and brought welcome visitors and economic growth. The original route, however, would have spelled Alma's demise and decreased the popularity of Santa Cruz as well. The railroad's first plans went from Saratoga up to the present-day junction of the Big Basin Road and Highway 9, following the San Lorenzo River through Boulder Creek to Felton. If that had remained the route, Los Gatos, Santa Cruz, and certainly the small town of Alma would have been too far off the beaten tracks to bother visiting, and few would have known of their existence. The original plan changed though in 1876, when tracks were laid from Santa Clara to Los Gatos, Alma, and then onto several other towns before reaching Santa Cruz. The train remained the most popular mode of travel in the area, until the tracks were badly damaged by winter storms in 1940. This gave automobiles the final push needed to replace the train, and soon most folks chose to drive over Highway 17 instead. Cars drove right past Alma, and the town quietly faded before being snuffed completely by the Lexington Reservoir's rising waters. Pieces of Alma remain, but are rarely visible. In 2008, during renovation on the dam, the Lexington Reservoir was drained to 5% of its capacity, revealing the old Alma Bridge. Built in 1926, the bridge once spanned the Los Gatos Creek between Alma and Lexington and is almost always submerged. Even if this bridge can't be seen, a different bridge and other parts of Alma's past come into view when water levels are low enough. Foundations, eroding stairs, a stretch of the old Santa Cruz Highway, also known as Glenwood Highway when first built in the early 1900s, and sections of the old railroad are again exposed to the light of day. During long spells of drought, the water level recedes enough to see many of these relics, beckoning history buffs and the curious to explore this piece of California's past. Eventually, though, the reservoir refills, and the ghost town of Alma once again disappears beneath the water.